everyone.
Hi guys.
Hope everyone's well. Today we're really excited because today we're going to be showing you how to make gingerbread. So hopefully you've been to the office by now and you've picked up your pack of dry ingredients. There's one for you, Mr. Cook. And in your dry ingredients you've got all the things that you need to make gingerbread men. But you need a couple of ingredients from home to add as well. You're going to need 100 grams of golden syrup and 50 grams of unsalted or salted butter. Doesn't really matter. So if you've got those ingredients to hand, then I think we're ready to get cooking today. Who's ready? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready at home. Okay, so we're going to show you how to make gingerbread men in school, and then you can have a cook along at home as well. That's a bit new, isn't it?
Fantastic. Mrs. Lockwood, you've forgotten to tell them that you do have a top class chef here to help demonstrate this activity today.
Yes, they don't know that about me, do they? That I'm a top class chef. Absolutely. So, before we get baking, Mr. Cook, we need to put on an apron. There we go, that's one for you. Here's one for me. I brought them from home specially.
Thank you. Thanks for thinking of me.
Well, I didn't want you to get your clothes dirty. If you have got an apron at home, then pop it on. If you haven't, doesn't matter because you can always wash your clothes, but we've got some important meetings to go to later, so we need our aprons on, don't we? And before we start cooking, we always need to wash our hands. Have you washed your hands?
I've washed mine, Mrs. Lockwood.
Okay, I'm going to go wash mine. At home, the boys and girls need to make sure they're washing theirs too.
I'll fill in the time by modelling this calf kits and aprons.
Isn't it lovely?
Oh,
it's
me. It's me.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I think we might be ready to get started. So we've got a recipe here and we've popped one in your home pack, so hopefully you'll be able to follow that as well as our first class instructions.
Yes.
Because they're going to be great, aren't they, Mr.
Oh.
Cook? So the first thing we need to do is turn on the oven.
I did that 5 minutes ago.
Okay, so 190 degrees?
190 degrees.
Excellent. Well, if you've got a fan oven, it's 170. Gas mark 5. So next we need a baking tray. Now we've already prepared our baking trays. We put some paper on, some baking paper, because it just helps the gingerbread men not to stick. So I've got mine ready to go. And the next job to do is to add our dry ingredients. Now of course you can use any recipe you like, but if you want to use our recipe, all the dry ingredients are in here for you. Have a smell. What's it smell
Beautiful.
like? Can you smell the ginger?
I can smell the ginger.
I can smell cinnamon, and we've got sugar, we've got flour, and we've got bicarbonate of soda. So all of that goes into your bowl. There we go. Okay, so that's our dry ingredients. That's nice and easy, isn't it? Now we need to add our ingredients that we call our wet ingredients, really. Now we didn't send those home because we thought that might get a bit messy.
Yes.
Okay. So for this job, oh thanks. For this job we need to weigh out 50 grams of butter and 100 grams of golden syrup. I'm going to pop those into a saucepan. So I'll take this saucepan here.
I'll take this frying pan.
It will still work. And I've got my scales, so I'm going to turn my scales on and I'm going to set it to 0 so that I'm ready. I can just measure straight into my scales then.
Mine's zeroed.
Yours are zeros. Mine's gone a bit funny.
Do you need
There we
some
go.
help?
No, it's fine. So, do you want to grab, there's your butter, here's mine. And we need 50 grams.
50 grams.
50 grams. It's actually not very much butter, 50 grams. So let's have a go. 50.
Ooh, that's half.
Yeah, I've got about half as well. So a bit more. Ooh,
36.
A bit more. Oh, 49. One more gram.
53.
Let's see if that's 1 gram. Oh, it wasn't. Let's try a tiny bit more.
I've got exactly 50.
Oh, yes, I
So have you.
So, okay. So we've got our 50 grams of butter, and then we need our golden syrup. So we need 100 grams of golden syrup. So if I can just add, I can zero it, or I can just add on 100.
Adding, can't you?
So 150 it will be in total, 50
Yes,
on 100, won't it?
100
so I'm
then.
watching my scale, my digits are going to be 150 when I've got enough.
I'm doing mine from a height like Ainsley Howard.
Oh yes, that will definitely help your gingerbread men taste better, won't it, Mr. Cook? Oh, mine's a bit slow coming out. It's not a race though.
Do you need some help already?
No, I'm fine. So, oh gosh, it's really slow.
Mine will be cooked by the time you start.
Mr. Cook, mine hasn't even started coming out. Oh, how frustrating.
Might have been my experience as a chef telling me to warm mine up a little bit.
Oh, is that what it was? You've got ahead of the game, have you?
No, I was just lucky.
Oh, you're going to help. Oh, let's try two at once to see if that. See, it's not even working for me now. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm on. Oh, it's making a funny noise. I'm on 70. I'm looking for 150 in total because I only need 100 grams of golden syrup. Oh, I like that sound.
My butter's going off, waiting.
It's making a really funny sound, Mr. Cook. I think you left me with the emptier one, didn't you? Be patient, don't we? 150 grams. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to warm up our wet ingredients. So our butter and our golden syrup, we need to very gently warm it on the hob. So at home, make sure you've got an adult to help you, okay, because you don't want to burn yourself on butter or golden syrup. So we've turned the hobs on already, haven't we?
We have.
We've gone for that one and the front one, didn't we? And we are going to just warm that gently. So I'm just going to check my instructions. So we heat the margarine or the butter and the golden syrup until it's all melted, and then we're going to add it to our dry ingredients. Okay, it's nearly ready. Okay, and mine's melted. So get your mums or dads to help you turn off the hob when you've finished. And this is what mine looks like as it's all melted together. Okay? Sounds good, right? So all we're going to do now is to add that into our dry ingredients. You might need to leave it to cool just a little while. Okay? And then we're going to mix it all together to form a dough.
Oh.
Okay, let's put that over there. We don't need that anymore. And mix it together to form a dough. This is when it starts to smell really good.
Oh. Oh, I wish you could smell this at home, children.
Now, can you see how it's starting to form a dough together?
Beautiful.
There we go. Now, sometimes this needs an extra tablespoon or two of water, and sometimes it's absolutely fine. So what we'll do is we'll check the dough. So once it's looking like it's all coming together, it's looking a bit like breadcrumbs at the moment for me. How about you, Mr. Cook?
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is see if it comes together as a dough. Now mine doesn't really. It's not really sticking together. So that means it needs just a little bit of water. So, how about yours?
Yes, I think a tiny splash of water.
Now you have to be careful not to put too much water in. It's an easy thing to do.
Okay.
So I'll go and get a cup of water.
Oh.
Okay, I expect you'd like some as well, Mr. Cook, would you?
Yes, please.
So I'll get 2 cups of water, in fact.
Keep mixing mine.
Okay. So here we go, there's some water. There's a glass for you and a glass
Thank
for
you.
me. So I'm just really going to want to add, are you just going to chuck some in? I'm going to add...
Years of experience, Mr. Lockwood. Years of
Excellent.
experience.
I'm going to add a couple of spoons at a time because it's very easy just to add... Try 3. It's very easy just to add too much. So let's see if that helps any to bring it together as a dough. Give it a good mix. Oh, that's more like it. How about you?
It's getting there.
Okay, it does really smell good. I hope they're going to taste good. Because we don't want them to run away, do we? You know those gingerbread men can be a bit tricky.
I did hear that one did run away from the school at some point.
Oh, I did hear that happened too. Now, I think we are nearly there. How about you? Oh, adding a bit more.
Just a
Make
little
it
bit.
too wet, will you?
No.
I think I might add a bit more too. Just to make sure it all comes together. Now, if you do accidentally add a bit too much, don't worry, because you can just use a little bit of extra flour when you're rolling it out. So mine's come together quite nicely as a dough. How about you?
What do you think?
Oh yeah, that looks okay. Well done.
It's there.
Well done, Mr. Cook. Now, once you've done this, you might want to chill your dough in the fridge. And that's just going to help it when it's time to roll it out. Okay? So, some people miss that step out, but it's quite a good idea to do, just to let it chill down in the fridge.
Are we going to do that, Mr.
I think we'll do that. So what we'll do is we'll wrap it in a bit of cling film, pop it in the fridge. Be careful not to get them mixed up.
No, I don't want mine mixed up with yours.
So we will see you in a few seconds. Okay, hopefully our dough has chilled. So I'm just going to go and check the fridge and see if it's ready. Oh, I think it's okay. Seems okay. Mr. Cook, I've got yours for you as well. Have you finished washing up yet?
Yes, just about. I've washed up both of ours.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Mr. Cook.
Realise why I'm here.
Okay, so are you ready to carry on baking? So we're going to need a little bit of flour. Hopefully you've got some at home that you can just dust your surface with. How does your dough seem? Oh dear.
Oh dearie, dearie
Don't
me.
do that at home, will you, everybody? Sorry about that, Mr. Cook. I really
okay.
didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. Goodness me, there's flour all over the floor now. Who's going to
Clear that up? Yes, I wonder.
Okay. Now my dough seems to have rested a little bit. It's rested and it's cooled down a bit. So I think we're ready to start rolling. Now
Ready
to
to roll.
roll out your dough, ready to roll, we need a rolling pin. So there we go, Mr. Cook. This one for you. And what we need to do is we need to roll it to about 1/4 of an inch thickness, which is it's quite thin. Okay?
It is.
So let's get rolling. Oh yes, that looks okay. I'm going to just move it around a bit so it doesn't get completely stuck. I'm adding a bit of flour to my rolling pin so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. How are you getting on there, Mr. Cook?
You've done something to my dough.
Is that okay?
I don't think so. Do you turn yours over?
I haven't turned mine over, but I have moved it around because I don't want it to get stuck to my surface. You know, and so the flour helps it to not stick, but also the turning it around, a bit more flour on top, a bit more flour on your rolling pin will help it not to get stuck, we hope. Oh, it does look great, doesn't it?
Mine's starting to look better.
Oh yeah, you've got a few cracks in yours. I don't know if you had quite enough liquid. Mine sort of looks okay. Okay, so once it's about 1/4 of an inch, which isn't actually very thick, I think I'm about there.
I think I'm about there.
Then we need a gingerbread man cutter. Now in your packs at home, you'll have been given a gingerbread man cutter. They're all different sizes. Everybody's got different sizes. So I'm going to pick this one here. Okay. And I have a go at cutting.
Would you like to pick mine?
Would you like? You can choose,
Oh,
Mr. Cook. You can choose.
Oh.
So what I do is press it down. Now I try to help my daughter at home understand this, that you need to try and put it really close to the edge. If you just put it right in the middle, Mr. Cook,
Oh, okay.
then
Close to the
it
edge.
might not work so well, because what you might find is that you end up not being able to fit others around the outside.
Oh, okay.
So try and have it near the edge if you can. Oh, that looks like it's going to be a beautiful one. And there's my first gingerbread man.
Wow!
Look at
Here's
him.
mine.
And I'm going to pop him straight onto the tray. Mr. Cook took the big cutter. That's okay, I don't mind sharing. So here's my second. I have a feeling that, oh yeah, see they're good, aren't they?
They are good.
So just pop them on the tray, not too close together, because when you put them in the oven, they will start to get
Spread out, won't
spread
they?
out, and we don't want them joined up really, do we? So let's go for another one here. Oh, it's making quite a
Small
few.
one.
Okay, I'm going to have another one here. Just keep going until all your dough has been used up. Oh, I've got room for another big one. There we go. Okay, these are looking brilliant. Onto the tray.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, I haven't got room. I'm a bit stuck here. So what I'm going to do, oh, can I borrow that small cutter, please? I think I can fit in another one here with a small. Oh, look, it's the gingerbread man's little friend. tiny one. Okay. Now, I haven't got room for any more, so I'm going to gather my dough together. Now, you don't want to over knead it or over press it, otherwise it starts to become really dry and not taste very good. But I think you can bring it together probably at least one more time and get some more gingerbread man out. So I'm going to pat it and press it together without trying to touch it too much. And then I'm going to give it another roll like this. And then yes, I'll be able to get a few more gingerbread men from my mixture.
Sure, right.
Okay. No? Okay, I can get at least another couple. There he is.
I'll get one more, I
gosh.
think.
I'm going to have to move them around a bit on my tray to make them all fit. So many. Oh, I like that little one. Let's do another one here. There we go. Okay. Now, once your gingerbread men look about right, and you've used up all the mixture you can, you should have a nice tray of gingerbread men, which I'm going to try and show you. Looks a bit like this. But in the story, the gingerbread man could talk, couldn't he? And look and run around. So I think that our gingerbread men might need some extra decoration. So I've got some raisins. Oh, there's a box for you and a box for me. We've got a little box of raisins, so we can give him some eyes and a nose. Yeah, maybe some buttons, it's up to you.
Okay.
So, especially your bigger gingerbread men, they can definitely have some
the larger
eyes.
one. There's his eye.
There we go.
And some buttons.
Give him some buttons
One.
too.
2. I'm having 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, I've put 2 on actually. That fits nicely. And I'm going to put another one on this one. So, give your gingerbread men some eyes. They can see where they're going. Press them in quite well. Otherwise, when they bake, they'll come out. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to fit one into the little one.
There you go.
Oh dear. Now those eyes look very big for the size of his head, but never mind. Okay. I suppose you could always get an adult to help you cut them in half if they're too big for your gingerbread man cutter. Okay. Because some of the cutters are quite small, so
They are.
they'd need to be cut in half for those ones, wouldn't they? That's okay, we can cut them in half. Now, once you've decorated your gingerbread men and you're happy with them,
I'm pleased with this.
it's time to pop them in the oven.
Okay.
They're going to bake for about 10 minutes, but it really depends on your oven. My oven at home cooks everything really fast. The school oven, sometimes takes a bit longer. So we're going to cook them for about 10 minutes,
Yes.
and then we will check them. We'll get an adult to help us check them.
Middle shelf?
Middle shelf would be good.
Good, there's only one middle shelf, so I think I'll get there
But
first.
the top shelf would be fine too. So, I'm going to put the gingerbread men in. We're going to check the time, and then in 10 minutes time we will have another check and see how they're getting on.
Sounds
in
good.
the meantime, there's some clearing up to be done.
Who's going to do that? Have a guess.
Okay, we've had about 7-8 minutes of the gingerbread men cooking, but we thought
I
we'd give
can't
a little
wait.
check just to see how we're going, okay? No, stop, Mr. Cook. You always need an adult to help you open the oven, and you need to be wearing some oven gloves or something to protect your hands. It's an adult's
Okay,
job, really. So
I'll
if you want to
stand out
step
the way.
back, excellent. So let's open the oven door carefully. And I always keep my head out of the way because often you get a big whoosh of hot air coming out, don't you? So let's just check our gingerbread men. And perhaps we can show everybody at home how they're going. Now, actually they haven't really had quite long enough, but they're looking pretty good. I'm going to give them a careful touch there. Yeah, I think they only need about 1 more minute, but I am going to give them that extra minute. Let's just check yours, Mr. Cook, as well. Oh look, oh, they've done that thing where they start joining up together a bit. Never mind, I'm sure they'll taste good. So Mr. Cook's dough kind of cracked a little bit just because there wasn't quite enough water in there, Mr. Cook. So you just need to think about that for next time.
Yes, I will do, yes.
Okay, so you might have seen that we've got our oven cooling trays ready to go, because as tempting as it is, once we do take them out of the oven, we're going to need to let them cool down a bit. Okay, you can't eat them straight away, they need to cool down. And if you leave them to cool for a bit, then they'll be tasting very good. You could even put some icing on if you want to, but I don't think I can wait that long. I think I'm going to be eating mine. Okay, so We will be back in just a minute. Right, so the gingerbread men have had another couple of minutes, so I think they're going to be about ready, so we'll give them another check. Oh yes, perfect. They look just delish. So we'll put those on the top. And here's Mr. Cook's tray. They are a little bit squashed up together, everybody. Shall I show you? He's gone to find something. They'll taste great though. Okay. Now, leaving them to cool on the side will mean that they harden up straight away, and then we're going to put them on the cooling rack. Sometimes at home, there's an adult there, not a child. You can just pull the paper and pull the whole row out, or if not, you can slice, can't you? So your turn, Mr. Cook.
I can do this.
I've just shown the boys and girls at home how the gingerbread men have turned out so beautifully.
Fantastic.
So, gingerbread men out of the oven, cooling down nicely, and then I know what I'm going to be eating for my lunch today. We'd love to see
What's that?
the gingerbread men,
Oh yes.
if they don't run away. We'd love to see the results of your baking at home as well. So don't forget to show those photos on Tapestry and have a go at this in the next few days, because what we're going to do is next, in a day or two's time, we're going to be writing about how we made gingerbread men and what we had to add. Okay?
In sentences.
In sentences. Not yet though, not
I
yet. We will
dropped
show you
the
how.
flour on the.
Goodbye for now.
Excellent.
I dropped the flour on the floor.